Hello everybody, this is me Bartel. Anyways, I want to do an original video, and this time it ain't race topic if it's actually people with disabilities. My people, you know. And I've been neglectful to even make this video, you know. This one, I admit, is off the wall, so I gotta say. I just learned recently about ableism. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Where people with disabilities are being discriminated, and I want y'all to have the floor. I guess if you know something about me, if not, I'm Martel, 31. I was diagnosed with delayed development since I was a kid. But I guess the new term, I guess you call it autism and so forth. I admit this one is not a very pleasant topic. You know, let me be real and put a warning out here. For, I will say the R word. That's because I grew up unfortunate around it. I hate using the R word, but it is for what it is. And to my people with disabilities and mental health, I'm sorry in advance, you know. I don't make this out disrespect anything, you know. Yeah, I've been called retarded and mentally retarded, and it's disgusting. That was the true word back growing up or so. And at the time, I was a quiet kid, you know. I was definitely a quiet kid. And that also too because, well, stuttering. And a lot of it was resentment and anger and, you know, basically, my parents were definitely good. Just my mother was in and out of the hospital. My dad was a dialysis patient. So I didn't really, me and my dad would talk a lot of stuff, but not like about mental health or anything, you know. Because he was dealing with his own issues too, dealing with dialysis. It's a beast, you know. And he's also disabled, physically disabled. He had a hand injury. I guess he was working at a factory or so, working at something. And then he got both his hands cut off. And they reattached it, and my dad was never the same, so he also was dealing with diabetes and high blood pressure and a lot of stress, so from raising me, you know. My mother, someone had spiked her marijuana, a story that basically was told by a trader's family member and all that, which to this dad never ever literally like accept or forgive. And what was told to me is so why when my mother was in that condition, basically was saying someone spiked her marijuana. They knew it was bad. And all that. Then essentially just lost it. And she was never the same ever since, I say. You know. And I was that's just made both my parents rest in peace, you know. And my mother passed when I was 13 years old. I admit I had tried to commit suicide, you know. I did admit I tried to commit suicide by trying to ram a knife down my chest or so. Because my mother was my best friend and so forth, you know. And I hardly knew my mother. I never really got the chance to fully know her as my mother or even know her as a full-on person. Much I got from her that she was a valedictorian. So she graduated high school with high honors and so forth. My dad, he was a high school graduate factory where I think he graduated I think in the 60s, so my dad was born in the late 40s. So yeah, um, and I never knew that I was. I guess you know where you call people now call it autism. And I apologize to my audience. That's also the autism. And it's hard for me to really come out with this. So yeah. My mind's rambling right now. Gotta drink some beer. That's why I'm in the kind of mode where I am now. So forget my little bit of rambling right now. Being called retarded is not good at all. And once again, I apologize to insensitive word to my people with disabilities and mental health. I don't not admit that. Hatred and all of is ignorance. My story with mental health and so forth. I pretty much deny it. Deny really being myself, and maybe that's because of shame and self-hatred and so forth, depreciation. I guess you said I don't really have nobody I can really fully express or be myself with. And I listen, and my favorite artist of all time I listen to is Michael Jackson and Scatman John. Especially I love Scatman John's second album. Like, he said some lyrics, I think U-turn, don't beat yourself up, don't beat yourself up, but be gentle to yourself. And I like his lyrics. I said, I think that's too, it's a lot of resentment so far. I never really had a chance to really just be myself, anything. And it's even worse being a person of color at times, Well, I won't draw too much on race and anything. I know that's probably a poor coping mechanism and all that, but internally, I have trouble really accepting being myself at times, though. As due to circumstances, events, and all that, and a lot of that was abused, verbal abuse, physical abuse, and so much more and all that I can't say. I think what it is just like you have to wear a mask, to deal what you gotta deal with, Everybody wear a mask. And that's something that I respect about the LGBT community about one thing. They just know how to be their true selves, And that's something I struggle with more. I remember an LGBT person said it to me. Just, be yourself at all times, I told this kind of person that, no disrespect, that I was LGBT myself. I just respect their narrative part of being true to you, true to yourself, be your full self, no care, no worries and all that. I figure it's because, labels and so forth. I guess I like doing these kind of videos because it's venting and it's healthy and all that. And I do kind of apologize in advance if it does come off negative or regurgitate at times, I'm learning how to be more positive, upbeat, but I have to be realistic too for my people with disabilities. I want you to feel how you really be, and that's kind of difficult, Be your true, authentic self, I guess the only time I can be my true, authentic self is really in my music, just to help open me up anything, because truthfully, it's difficult, I feel like you be, I guess you could say, wearing a mask for so long that you start to become of the mask while realizing it, And you ain't realize you're wearing a mask because it started interfuse with you, so it's starting to fuse into you. You so used to acting and playing and all that now, and it start affect your psyche in real life. Now it's becoming a problem, And I think that's what life is about. I just sometimes run away from my problems time after time I do. you know. And I know love is not good either. I guess I need to face it head on. Um, I guess somebody called that by some kind of too negative and melodramatic or so, you know. And it kind of dawns on me, and I'm trying to listen to a lot of feedback carefully, you know. I think what it is, I'm a big overthinker. And especially living by myself, you know, taking care of things by myself in other areas. I guess too, because of pride, you know. Look, you realistic, it goes back to saying you don't want to look like you weak or anything by asking. And it's okay to admit that you're wrong, you know. But to admit that you need help, it's like kind of being a weakness, you know. I think that's what it is pride, you know. You always feel like you got to put on a mask or so. And you can call me what you want on that one, you know. Um, yeah. Ooh, my neck. I'm glad that for the audio broadcast I could just release and vent, you know. I guess you could tell too that sometimes it's difficult being myself, expressing myself at times, you know. Other than my music is like my best friend, you know. If you know, there's a saying that music is your best friend, you know, and knows you knows it.